Our job is to report the news, not fabricate it. That's the government's job.
Right guys, we got a lighter side to the news today in a return to mugging off the loony left, or just one of them in this case. It's none other than our good friend and certified soy boy Owen Jones, who has actually been getting it from all sides recently, which has been rather funny to watch. But this video is about his new Patreon he started up yesterday because these champagne socialists still need to make money, I guess. The world in 2020 has gone completely off the reservation, and it seems so has Owen Jones. He is now apparently a social capitalist who I will now call Comrade Owen Jones LLC. It appears he's not doing too bad with it either though. He has got himself a fair few tiers, reaching some eye-watering sums for Patreon, but according to his page, some 1,340 people have paid to be a member of his new capitalist enterprise, which I have to say, fair play to him on the numbers there. I think the most I've had was like 35 Patreon supporters, but I don't ever make dedicated videos to hawk it out to my viewers like he has, or should I say, hawk it out to his Twitter followers. But with the prices of his membership tiers, as I said, I am not surprised he is hawking it out to those people who follow this utter wet wipe. For comparison, and I had to look at this, mine are between $2 and $10. He's ranged from £3.50 up to £116, while claiming all tiers are equal. So if you spend £3, you are on an equal footing with a guy who has dumped £113 more in. Tell me why anyone pays for any more than the lowest tier with this prat. Actually, don't bother, these people follow Owen Jones. Logic, common sense, and the ability to think for themselves has obviously never been their greatest skill. Now, like I said, he has included a little dedicated video on his Patreon, which I'm not going to play because it's just some cringe-inducing begging that this new capitalist will likely strike down my video in a fit of salty rage if I include it. Essentially, it just states he is starting a new YouTube channel with weekly shows and guests that will challenge the powerful, confront injustice, and fight the far right. So, the usual buzzwords his Tosspot followers love to hear. He also claims this money is to hire staff to work on his channel because he is too lazy to do it himself like the rest of us do when starting up, and I still do now. He is also planning to stick them on union wage, which made me laugh a little bit. Didn't the Huffington Post or one of them shit kicker outlets do that and then end up having the staff stage protests against the leadership last year? It was lunacy and ended exactly how anyone with half a brain cell knew it would. I can actually see the same thing happening here with old Owen Jones LLC, and it will be fucking hilarious. I actually can't wait. But as one of my Twitter followers said when I tweeted this out, socialism may not be free, but hypocrisy is priceless. Never has a truer word been spoken about socialists in this day and age. But just like old socialism, 2020's version still relies on other people's money, it seems. And then, as now, plenty of people will jump straight in with 1,340 members in just one day. The Guardian work must be drying up now. He has helped Labour lose 2 elections in a row, the last one by a monumental amount. Though I have to say, in all honesty, Labour have technically got power right now because we have no opposition. They toe the Tory party line when they could literally bring down ministers with the media's help if they wanted to. The evidence for ministerial corruption, lies and mistreatment of the people would be all she wrote if we actually had political opposition or free and independent media. But obviously we don't. They are working together supporting policies based on bullshit cherry-picked data that they have now had to apologise for because lying to the public is wrong. Though as I've said to you all last year and I've said to myself for many years now, Labour and the Tories are two cheeks of the same shit-covered arsehole, taking us all for a bunch of cunts. This is obviously something that will never change, but it seems socialist tosspots like Owen Jones here sure will change, because I guess socialism does not work without a bit of capitalist enterprise. He couldn't just start a YouTube channel, build it up like everyone else, and earn the right to have his viewers support if they want to, as a nice to have like most of us do. He uses his Twitter platform to get everyone else to pay for starting it up and running it so he can keep all the profits for himself. His Patreon supporters pay for his staff and channel costs while he takes all ad revenue for himself, I expect is the way he will do it. Every other YouTuber I know, including myself, brought the equipment they use to make videos themselves either before starting or as soon as they can after making their channel. And now a fair few channels on YouTube literally have to rely on viewer support because YouTube has demonetized them, as I was for 3 months last year. That is not something Owen Jones is ever going to have to deal with. So to me, what he is doing here just smells of uninjustice. unhinged greed. As you all know, almost anyone who talks about anything spicy on YouTube has to deal with limited ads on videos, as I get with most of mine these days. This is something else I expect Owen Jones won't have to deal with, being on the loony left. YouTube will monetize every video he makes regardless and likely verify him instantly. And I expect he is not short of a few quid, let's be honest here, and his only thought 2 days into a national lockdown was to fleece his Twitter followers out of money to start a YouTube channel. So Comrade Owen Jones LLC for the many Patreon supporters, not the few it seems.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires, and that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.